I flew to Arizona for a week of training as an IFBB Fit Model Pro, working with my coaches, trying the Neubie machine, and pushing outside of my comfort zone. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm currently traveling. I'm in the sunny Arizona. I'm here to meet up with my coaches, to train, and to try out some new training techniques. Also just DoorDash some Popeyes. Popeyes blackened chicken tenders is actually my travel protein hack. Because if you look at the macros, they are very high in protein and not a lot of fats. So whenever in off season I'm traveling, I don't feel like I want to bring my own food. I just order blackened chicken tenders from Popeyes. So I'm excited to show you guys this trip. I will definitely take you along with me. But for now, such a beautiful day. We are going to pick up a rental car and we have a training session scheduled with the Neubie Fit, if you know what that is. I'm just so excited. I am outside of my Airbnb waiting for my Uber to take me to the rental car place and just getting my steps in. So weird because California and Arizona supposedly they have the same temperature, but Arizona is just a lot warmer and I'm not built for cold weather, so I need to escape even from California. We are training at the self-made training facility today with Dom, and we're using the Neubie machine. One thing that really surprised me about Arizona is how many amazing gyms there are out here.
Everything is neuro. So like, say for example, you get injured and you can't raise your arm. That's not your arm is hurt. It's like your brain is protected. Compensation, one hits back, your neck is one way, right? That's more of a fight or flight system. So we're just going to reset that. Basically put you back into rest and digest, and it's going to make for a much better work. So your body won't freak out and be super sore for the rest of your trip, right?
This is actually my first time training with the Neubie and my first time working with Dom. So we started by just letting my body get used to the machine and doing a full assessment. As a Fit Model Pro, balance is everything for me. Symmetry, proportions, how everything flows together. And Dom has a really sharp eye. He can immediately see where I have imbalances, even small ones I didn't even notice before.
Yeah, nice and slow, and back up.
From there, he placed the Neubie pads strategically based on what he saw and built a training plan specifically for my body.
You might feel it very uneven on both sides, and that's because there's more problems on the side you're feeling it more on. So the high frequencies, they tend to find issues. That's the new fit, unraveling and undoing that protector that's hurting.
One thing I really liked from this session was the prehab work he taught me. Ever since I started competing, I focused so much on hip external rotation. We all know that's the key to build that glute shelf, but I probably leaned into it a bit too much, and it's starting to limit my internal rotation ability. This exercise helps correct the imbalance. Even just using a band, I can immediately feel my side glutes firing in a different way. And all of us can always use some more side glutes. Who would have thought what I was actually lacking was internal rotation? The second rehab movement we worked on was hip hikes to help fix some of my hip rotation imbalance. As an athlete, especially in fit model, posing is everything. The ability to twist and shift smoothly to one side is key. I realized I've been practicing mostly on my good side, and over time that can change how my body aligns. Imbalances like this can eventually affect training patterns and even overall physique balance.
Sympathetic system, the same system that controls imbalances, protection, and compensation, controls breathing, digestion, eye movement.
This was a really good reminder for me, not just to realign my body physically, but also to make sure I am practicing posing evenly on both sides.
Press this one up. That's perfect. Yep. I want you to crunch and tuck right there. Stay up there, okay?
The last rehab movement was this killer Copenhagen plank, and I dare you to try this at home. With the Neubie machine on, it's a whole different experience. It's the kind of pain where you're questioning your life choices, but in a good way. Definitely humbling. Moving on to our old friend, hip abductions. We had to bring her back. I actually really like this new variation, focusing on tucking my pelvis and really squeezing my glutes as I press out. When I cue it that way, I can feel it firing right on the outer thigh area, which we're always trying to improve. What I like about the Neubie is that it exposes compensation patterns really quickly. If certain muscles are overworking or protecting and others are not firing the way they should, that eventually shows in your physique. That's why, as bodybuilding athletes, sometimes we feel like we're trying so hard to build a certain muscle group, like upper glutes, lower back, or shoulders, but we just can't seem to grow it the way we want. While it might not always be a volume problem, sometimes it's a recruitment problem.
Yes, sir. Attention. See that? No, don't do that.
The Neubie forces you to become more aware of how you're moving and improves neuromuscular control, which is huge for retraining better movement patterns. And better movement patterns mean better muscle development and ultimately a more complete physique package.
Now, same thing. Don't worry about how you did it. I can already see you're like, how am I going to do something else? Feel the left glute. Think about when I put you in position, the left glute was on fire, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what you need to feel. If you can feel that while you're doing this, you're good. Keep pushing. Hey. Inhale, keep pushing, and drive. That's better. Inhale, last two. And drive. One more. And drive. All right, keep it going. Now just reps. No lower. Just reps. You ain't going lower. Lower, please. 4. Breathe. You gotta breathe. You got 5 more. 5. All right, I'm gonna bring it up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and break up. So those really low frequencies are what I use to get like a paraplegic to stand up. If I have like a dog who lost the axis of his legs, those are the frequencies.
Later that same day, I reunited with a talented videographer, Chris, for a shoot, which honestly is a whole other workout in itself.
What up, y'all? Captured by
Talk on
Chris.
camera for me.
Captured by Chris here. We're at Muscle Factory, Arizona, Tempe, Arizona. Here with Mixley. About to get a shoot in. Gonna hit legs today. Y'all better be ready for that one. Let's go.
On the second day, I came back for upper body, which has always been my weak point. So I was especially curious how the Neubie could help there.
And feel this guy low right there. Pull the shoulder down into pressure there. That's what we want. Now down slow. You feel that there, and at the very last second, then you open it. And you lock it. See, that looks better already. Just keep the shoulder down. Pressure extend me out. Down, yep. Hold that. And down. Awesome. Now you do it on your own. Okay. Oops. Down, 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 down. So shoulder down is this way. Yeah, look at that. I want 3 American English seconds. I don't know how you all count in China, but it's not what you're doing. Elbows out. Yep. Now pull 3. 1, go down. 1, 2, 3. And then looking around me. There you go. Like it. Elbows out. 1, 2, 1. Put it out. 2. Moving into it, really get that stretch elbow.
After a prehab exercise, we moved into a couple of very traditional back exercises, but we played around with pad placements to see how it changed my muscle recruitment.
Lock, now. Yeah.
No, I like that.
Wait, right? Solid, right? Lock.
At this point, I started realizing the machine isn't just about adding intensity, it's actually teaching my brain and nervous system how to recruit specific muscle groups more efficiently. The intensity with the Neubie is definitely no joke. It's a different kind of strain, not necessarily heavier weight, but deeper activation. I could feel it accumulating. Later that day, Dom did some body work using the Neubie and a few other tools to help me recover and reset before the next sessions. With this kind of stimulus, recovery becomes just as important as training, especially when I still had a few more workouts coming up on this trip. Hi, I just reunited with my girl, Kara. We're both Team Handsome Muscle athletes, and she just won the bikini overall at the San Francisco Championship at her very first show.
Car pattern.
There's really nothing better than two bodybuilding girls on a training trip just quietly doing meal prep in an Airbnb.
So normally I eat salmon with oats as breakfast. I have cooked my oats, but I ran out of salmon. I will do a grocering later. So now I'll do oats with chicken as my breakfast.
I always measure my peanut butter using the negative method, mostly so I can justify licking the spoon after. Bodybuilding logic. On today's agenda, we're doing a team video shoot with Chris. It's always so nice to see Coach Michelle and James again. It just feels good being around people who understand the lifestyle.
Day 2, shooting with Misty, shooting with the Handsome Muscle crew here at the Pros in Gilbert, Arizona. Captured by Chris, that link up, you already know how we do. Check it out.
I don't think anyone who's seen Chris work would ever question how good he is.
Everything on it. A lot of good, like, because we're so conditioned to press on the heels. You really want to press on the heels, but you also want to keep your toe on it.
Even though the shoot felt like a full workout on its own, I still wanted to come back for another good session with the Neubie and Dom. I don't have access to this kind of setup or this level of coaching back in California, so we came here intentionally to learn and improve. So if we're here, we're going to make the most out of it. This time, Dom actually asked me what movements I enjoy doing, and then he made small tweaks here and there to improve them. For example, this setup for kickbacks using a bench takes so much pressure off my core. I can stabilize better and really focus on driving through the glutes.
It's gonna feel like, because you're normal this, you gotta do this. That's what I want. So what is that? It's big toes. Same thing where you're working. There you go. Nice. We're in the lower frequencies. So remember, no hold, okay? Down slow and on that. Yes. Do that again.
Hinge-focused hack squats are non-arguably one of my top 3 good movements. I was going through the footage and honestly, I can't ignore how good the pump was. The Neubie definitely amplifies the mind-muscle connection. A lot. RDLs are another one of my favorites. This time, Dom had me hold a block between my knees instead of using a band. That cue helps me stay more connected through my inner thighs and keeps my hips in a good position. So I'm not overcompensating or letting my knees flare out. It forces better alignment and keeps the tension exactly where we want it. On the day I flew out, I purposely booked an afternoon flight just so I could squeeze in one more workout. This time with my coach James at TG The Gym. Seriously, Arizona had so many good bodybuilding gyms. This man, James Hurst, really shaped the way I train my upper body. My coach, Michelle Hurst and James Hurst, are such a powerful duo. I've been with them since I first started competing in 2019, and they've taught me everything I know about training and about this sport. A lot of what I'm building now started with the foundation they gave me, and you can really tell how much they care. They're so attentive. They didn't just shape the way I train myself, they've shaped the way I train my own clients now. A lot of the standards and attention to detail I bring into my coaching came from them. This session was less about intensity and more about refining technique. Upper body has always been my weak point, and I know I can always use some more rear delts and lats. So this was really about small adjustments, angles, tension, positioning, the things that don't look dramatic but make a big difference over time.
Setting the shoulders right there. I feel the tension. So we don't want to start here, right? We want to start where we'll see my rear delts just fire up, right? Rear delts are fired up. From there, I'm gonna let my rear delts pull me uphill, and they're fully contracted right there, and they're burning.
Keep your wrist straight, lean at the feet. Yeah, it's yeah.
We're showing up that arm. Now we're just gonna pull to every delt. So the shoulder set, traps relaxed, and we're just gonna drag the elbow into the rear delt. Yeah. Slide, go. Higher. Right there, yes. Yep, everything's squared off. Squeezing the shit out of the rear delt. Right there, it's perfect. Now you can see the separation of the rear delt. You're gonna love this video. Yep, keep that trap tight, right? Keeping the shoulder set. All right, keeping the trap quiet. Pull a little bit more, yep. You're gonna pull beyond that hip, good.
Before heading out, I had to sneak in a little posing session in their awesome posing room. Bay Area, we need something like this, please. Michelle and James invited me over to their home for a quick cold plunge session before I flew out.
Just get in without thinking. You gotta just dip in there.
Oh my god. Good job.
I swear, Michelle's good job voice sounded exactly like how I talk to my dog.
Mind over matter.
This was actually my first cold plunge ever, and I'm really glad my initiation happened here at the Hurst house. Once I settled into my breathing, it honestly wasn't so bad.
Just gotta put your mind in a happy place.
Ah, look at see.
Are you my happy place?
I don't know why you gotta do that.
I stayed in for the full 3 minutes. 3 full minutes. And I'm really proud of myself for that.
Thank
There
you.
you go. There you go.